Hey, it's Eric Crawford from WDRB Sports, and I'm going to be handling the rapid reaction from Louisville's win over Pittsburgh 24-10 by myself. Rick Bozich is handling the column writing duties. I want to recommend that you go read his column at WDRB.com, recapping what is certainly the biggest win of the season for Scott Satterfield and his Louisville team, and maybe the best win of his tenure here at Louisville. Pittsburgh came into the season ranked. They looked pretty good. They've fallen on hard times, and Louisville did not let them off the mat in this game. I want to just talk about 3 points by way of reaction here. Number one, this was a defensive win. Give all the credit in the world to the Louisville defense. I could go through any numbers. 4 takeaways, 3 of them in Louisville's own red zone. That's huge. That's points off the board for Pittsburgh and crises averted for the Louisville football team. They did not give up big plays. Louisville's been giving up big plays all season, but the last 2 games, that has been shut down. They gave up only 3 plays of 25 yards or more in this game. Nothing really burned them for a long score, and Louisville's offense produced twice as many big plays with 6 plays of 25 or more. So that went into Louisville's column. Those are 2 stats that Scott Satterfield said going into the game the team would have to win. It won them both. The other thing I think you look at, they held Pittsburgh's running game in check. They kept pressure on the Pittsburgh quarterback, pressured him into some bad throws, got to him, forced a fumble late, which they scooped up. Keitrell Clark scoops it up and runs back in for a game-clinching touchdown. So the defense scored the cushion touchdown in this game to really put Louisville in command late. Louisville gave up just 69 yards in the fourth quarter and just 109 yards in the second half. That's a dominant performance. That's the reason they won this football game, because the offense was not operating at full capacity for most of the game. They had a couple nice touchdown plays, but this was a defensive win. And the defense was led, and this is my second thing I want to mention in this game, give a game ball to linebacker Yasir Abdullah. He was fantastic. I want you to hear what Scott Satterfield had to say about his play.
He doesn't say anything, and all he does is go. He just goes all the time. He goes so hard. He's a very powerful player. He's had an exceptional year. I know teams that when we play, they got to find out where he's at, and when they don't, then he's going to make them pay. He's all over the field. I mean, he's making an interception 30 yards down the field, then he's hitting the ball out of the quarterback's hands on a sack. I mean, we're just trying to utilize him in all the different ways and facets that he can with the way he can run. And he doesn't really come off the field very often, and just to get some water and go right back out. But he's a warrior. Love being around him. Love the way he competes and fights, and glad he's on our team.
Abdullah had, listen to these numbers, 7 tackles, 2 of them for loss. He broke up 3 passes. He had an interception. He had 3 quarterback hurries and a forced fumble. He was in the quarterback's grill the entire second half, and yet in the first half, as Satterfield said, he got an interception 30 yards downfield, almost at the goal line. He just was everywhere, quite simply. He's been very consistent all year. He's not a big talker, but he made huge plays in this game, and he really set a tone for defense, which other guys did very well, made opportunistic plays. Give him a game ball in this game. Beyond that, everything he did, he was held on almost every play. I've got a whole gallery I could show you of holds on Yasir Abdullah. We won't get into that. Just to say he deserves a lot of credit. I'm an ACC Player of the Week voter. He's got my vote for the linebacker spot. The third point I want to make is about Scott Satterfield himself. He's been under the gun. It's only been since before the Virginia game that ESPN put out a report that if Louisville didn't win that game, he might be fired before the weekend was out. Well, that never happened. He was here through the bye week, and he's here now for the first time this season with back-to-back wins. That doesn't mean all the pressure's off. It doesn't mean he's not on the hot seat. It does mean he's gotten this thing moving in the right direction. I ran into Louisville Athletic Director Josh Hurd after the game. He said, hopefully they've turned a corner. We start winning these tight games that we've been losing. In the last 2 weeks, the last 2 games, over 3 weeks, they have pushed out at the end of games. They have extended margins instead of leaving the game in doubt. That's a big key for this team as it goes forward, but it's not going to get any easier moving forward. Wake Forest is really good. We know how tough the second half of Louisville's season is. In fact, it was ranked the toughest remaining schedule of any team in college football at one report last week. Satterfield knows it's going to be tough, but here's what he said about it.
you know, in this business, everybody looks at your last game. I mean, they always do. What have you done for me lately? And that's that last one. So, yeah, we'll be good tomorrow because we won this one, you know, and then we got to get ready to go play another one. So we're not looking ahead. We're not looking behind. We're staying in the moment. We're staying right, focused on what we need to do, and that'll be celebrate this one tonight, Yasir, and then tomorrow get on Wake Forest.
Well, that's enough for one late night. There was not an impressive statistical game for Louisville. If you look at them offensively, they didn't run for a ton of yards. Tyler Hudson had some nice catches in the game. Marshawn Ford had a touchdown catch. Congratulations to Josh Lifson, a KCD product, who makes a big TD catch, his first touchdown catch in a Louisville uniform. Those were big plays, wide open tight ends that Malik Cunningham found. He didn't throw the ball particularly well tonight. Did not complete even 50% of his passes, but he got the job done. 10 of 21. Louisville throws for 190 yards. They rushed for 122. It's a decent offensive effort, but the defense is what sparkled in this game. We'll see if they can keep it going. We'll have a lot more discussion online. You can get us at WDRB.com. Follow us at the WDRB app, WDRB Now, and of course our columns and stuff online and on the news. With the rapid reaction from Louisville's win over Pittsburgh, I'm Eric Crawford for WDRB Sports.